Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, we are going to cover how to audit the relationship to ourselves in terms of being able to check in and tune in and see if we have a self-loving relationship in each of the main 7 areas of life. So this is a very small portion of our Rebuilding the Relationship to Yourself course, all about self-love, self-compassion, self-forgiveness. And one of the first places we start off with is like, hey, can you take a look? Can you go through the 7 main areas of life and can you see if you're showing up well in each of these 7 areas? Because oftentimes what we don't realize is that the self-love and the relationship to ourselves literally has a direct impact on our relationships to other people. If we're compassionate in the relationship to ourselves, we have more room to be compassionate and understanding with others. If we show up and we are consistent and caring in the relationship to ourselves, this is how we show up with others. If we're critical of ourselves, we become more critical to others. Like everything becomes a mirror. And so we really have to be able to, if we want to improve the quality of our relationships, first start off by improving the quality of the relationship to ourselves. And if we try to do the opposite way around, it does not work very well at all. So it's really important we learn to show up for ourselves first, heal the relationship to ourselves so that we can have healthy relationships with others. And part of the reason for this, just so you know, is because the subconscious mind has a subconscious comfort zone, which means, in other words, that like we aren't willing to receive love and connection from others in the same way because we believe we're not worthy and deserving of it if it's not a part of our subconscious comfort zone in the relationship to ourselves. And the subconscious mind wants to maintain its comfort zone because it associates its comfort zone with familiarity and safety and survival. And so if we are outside of our comfort zone, oftentimes our subconscious mind will start rejecting a situation or a person as a subconscious strategy to stay safe, stay familiar, so that you can keep surviving. And it's not like our conscious mind that has the ability to like rationalize and reason and go, oh, this doesn't make sense. Let's not do this. It literally just goes through patterns and programs according to what it knows. So let's start by just taking a look. And I want you to recognize that the relationship to ourselves when we're becoming self-loving isn't just in, how we think, in, our internal dialogue throughout the day. It's also in what we believe about ourselves and these deep-rooted narratives we carry about ourselves. I am bad. I am unworthy. I am undeserving of love. I'm a burden to other people. These deep-rooted belief patterns we have, then yes, in our internal dialogue and our thinking, but then also in our own relationship to our emotions and feelings. And we're going to talk about that in this video in a moment. And then also in our own patterns of behavior. Do we self-care? Do we show up? Do we be kind to ourselves and behave in a kind way in the relationship to ourselves, even though we just made a mistake at work today, even though we just, messed up in, a friendship dynamic and said the wrong thing? Do we have the capacity to still show up in the relationship to ourselves anyways? So I want you to start by auditing, and this is like an exercise video. So I want you to just, as I go through each of these 7 areas of life, this is a really good starting point to assess how are you doing in each of these 7 areas? How well are you showing up? And it can also give you some, the wheels will start turning in terms of, wow, what do I need to start shifting and creating change around? Okay. So the first area is the career area of our lives. Do you go after what you desire in this area? Are you pursuing your dreams or other people's dreams for you so you can win their approval? AKA, are you prioritizing their needs from you over your own needs for your own life? Do you believe that you are capable of creating and going after the things that you want and desire? Talking about those belief patterns we carry about ourselves. I am worthy of pursuing my dreams. I deserve to pursue my dreams. I am capable. I am good enough, right? Do we have beliefs that serve and work in our favor, or beliefs that are working against us that we need to work on reprogramming? Do we believe that we deserve the promotion, the raise? Do we believe that we are worthy of having the tough conversations in the workplace to stand up for what we want or desire? Do we support our own thoughts, opinions, and beliefs in the workplace, which kind of goes into mental area of life too, but important things to take note of. And if there's an absence of one or multiple of these things, these are the areas of our lives we want to start by brushing up on. And again, these are just very high level concepts. If you want to do a much deeper dive into this, by the way, we've got an entire self-love course in We go through specific reprogramming tools. There are 8 major components of effective self-love and that you can apply at the subconscious level to really upgrade the relationship to yourself, which actually helps you pick partners better, and then also pick friends and just interactions better in your family and interpersonal dynamics, but then also receive more from people because you feel like you are worthy and deserving of receiving more and having boundaries and all that stuff. So anyways, deep dive into that course. I'll put a link, by the way. We're doing a 7-day free trial right now for a limited time. It's just going to be throughout a very small portion of the summer. So if you want to check that out and you want to gain access to this course and do a deeper dive, link is in the description box below. Area of life number 2, the financial area of our lives. Net worth here has a lot to do with our feelings of self-worth. And it sounds like a cliche to hear that, but truly I have seen so many people go through immense transformation financially when they believe that they are worthy of having the tough conversations about money, when they believe that they're worthy of having boundaries around their relationship to money and not giving all their money away before they have a chance to really build up their finances in a way that gives them freedom to invest and create more financial resources for themselves long-term. If people don't feel like they're worthy and deserving of having more money, if we have subconscious beliefs that say like we have a lot of guilt and shame about ourselves, then we don't believe that we're deserving of much. And so actually our subconscious mind, in order to maintain its comfort zone, will literally spend your money. Like you will actually not hold on to money in the same way, have proper habits for budgeting, for investing, for saving, for caretaking and nourishing this area of your life, just in a purely healthy way, because we don't believe we're worthy and deserving. And also we won't be very good at receiving if we've got a lot of, unloving patterns in the relationship to ourselves here. So we want to check in. How are we showing up here? What are these programs that are determining our behavior? We know that our beliefs create our thought patterns, which produce emotional reactions, which then neuroscience has proven dictate our actions throughout the course of the day. So if we are in that position where we are feeling a certain way that's causing us to act a certain way, we have to start reprogramming at the root level, the belief level itself. So check in. How are you doing at loving yourself and nourishing yourself in that area? Do you believe you're worthy? Do you show up and have self-care habits for the financial area of your life? Do you open your bills and pay them and feel good about that because that's you taking care of yourself? Or do you avoid? Do you go through your budget? Do you audit your bank account and bank statements every so often? Do you do that work to support yourself and be loving in the relationship to yourself? Third area of life, mental. So mental is, in terms of looking at like auditing self-love here, it's like, are you investing in yourself mentally? Are you taking courses? Are you reading? Are you bettering yourself on a regular basis? Mental is also our thoughts, opinions, and ideas. So like I said, this could be in the workplace. This could be in our relationships. This could be in our friendships, in our classes at school, or in a certification we're doing. And in those places, are we expressing our thoughts, opinions, and ideas because we believe that we're worthy of being heard? And do we believe that we are worthy of taking up space? And, that's a really important component. And then do we caretake for this area of our lives? Or do we find ourselves just purely seeking entertainment in our free time, which can actually create a detriment in the relationship to self over time if that's mutually exclusive to other things like bettering ourselves, investing in ourselves, growing, learning, expanding. Fourth area of life, emotional. Do we show up for ourselves emotionally? Do we self-soothe? Or do we outsource this to other people and think that everybody else is responsible for this except for us? And if so, we're not showing up for ourselves, and yet we're placing expectations on other people to do that for us. Do we listen to what we are feeling and do we acknowledge it? And this is such an important piece. Like, do we make space for our emotions or do we shame them and ignore them? And I want you guys to imagine, like, as you're hearing this, how would you feel if somebody shamed and ignored your emotions? What if you were crying or you were really hurt about something and really vulnerable and somebody's like, don't have time for this? Or it's like, oh, grow up, it's fine. Like, that would hurt. And so are you doing that to yourself all the time? And if so, that's not being very self-loving. Are you regulating? Are you accepting this part of your life? Are you realizing that your emotions are feedback to tell you, hey, you have an unmet need, or you have some kind of painful narrative or story that you're telling about yourself or a situation? And if so, your emotions are feedback to let you know something is out of alignment there so that you can go inwards and that you can actually correct it. Your emotions are literally there to love and support you and to benefit you. And so we want to be able to go inwards and like recognize that and see that. In the spiritual area of our lives, how do we show up in this area? Have we made space to explore this part of our being and our experience? Do we extend the same morals that we try to live by externally in the relationship to our internal selves? If we believe in like compassion and forgiveness and kindness to others, are we being compassionate, forgiving, and kind to ourselves when we mess up sometimes? Because we are human beings, and that will be a part of our experience one way or another, whether we like it or not. So this is a really important mindset shift to have. And if you don't have particular like spiritual or religious beliefs, look at the values part of spirituality, like compassion, integrity, honesty, kindness, like the actual values and moral part, because this would be really, really important. Physical area of your life. What are your habits like here? How do you care for your physical body? What is your relationship like to food? And caring for your physical body can be through movement. It can be through self-care activities like hygiene or grooming. It can be through treating your body to healthy meals that you know are there to nourish your body. Are you allowing yourself to play? Are you kind to your physical body, or do you shame your physical body in your mind throughout the day? How do you speak to yourself about your body? How do you speak to other people about your body? Are you in alignment with being self-loving in these areas? And last but not least, relationships. Do you know what you desire in this area of your life? Are you intentional? Are you making space for creating relationships in your life that actually support the things that you value and care about in relationships? Do you set boundaries around behaviors that you are unwilling to accept? And do you see these boundaries through? Or do you just set a boundary once and then go, oh no, I don't want to rock the boat or be a burden or people, so I'll just go back to people pleasing. And if so, people pleasing is often a betrayal of our sense of self, of our truth, of our own needs and feelings. And do you have standards and non-negotiables in your relationships, and do you communicate them? So the goal from what you're hearing about so far is to audit and to see, where am I out of alignment behaviorally with self-love? Where am I out of alignment in the way I treat my emotions when it comes to self-love? Am I out of alignment when it comes to the way I think about myself or my environment? Am I out of alignment with what I believe about myself as a person? Are these things blocking me, or are they serving me? And then what the entire self-love course takes you through is processes of discovering what those blocks are, combined with 8 major, like, you need to know necessities in order to effectively self-love at a deep level, and then gives you subconscious reprogramming tools for actually shifting and changing up that relationship so you can feel good every day. You can boost your self-esteem. You can feel free and confident and calm and at peace. And as a byproduct of that, those are the qualities that you bring into your relationships with other people. So really important topic, one of my favorite topics, something I've learned firsthand a lot about. And I hope you enjoy this. Let me know any other questions you want to see in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video.